Friend, and thank you as always for watching my YouTube channel, Alpha Sky Tech. And thank you for your subscriptions and like and your comments. And as always, I would like to bring you the best of what I have. Today, I have the one of the exam training prep questions for Microsoft AI 102. And let's get into it. So, first questions, it says here you have an Azure cognitive search instance that indexes purchase orders by using a form recognizer. You need to analyze the extract information by using Microsoft Power BI. The solution must minimize development effort. What should you add to the indexer? So the questions here is B, a table projections. So, and this is my best of knowledge and my best choice that I can provide you in this answer. Next questions, folks, is you have an Azure cognitive uh, an Azure Cognitive Search solution and a collections of blog posts that includes a category field. You need to index the post. The solution must meet the following requirement: include the category field in the search results. Ensure that the user can search for words in the category field. Ensure that user can perform drill down filtering based on category. Which index attributes should you configure for the category field? The answer, folks, is B, searchable, faceable, and retrievable. The answer is B, folks, here. And the question number three, you have an Azure Internet of Things IoT hub that receives sensor data from machinery. You need to build an app that will perform the following action: perform anomaly detections across multiple correlated sensor, identify the root cause of process stops, and since incidents alert, the solution must minimize development time, which is very important in the productions field, sir, folks. Which Azure services should you use? I would go with A, Azure Metrics Advisor. It's A. And we go to the next question, number four. You have an app that analyzes images by using the computer vision API. You need to configure the app to provide an output for users who are vision impaired. That's mean some of the folks they have disabilities, they see double. The solution must provide the output in the complete sentences. Which API call should you perform? So I would go with describe image in stream as sync. You're gonna use this, folks. These are usually it's like this. I just separate them and I'll bring them back, and this is what should you see. And that's the that's the answer what you're gonna select. Remember, this is visually vision impaired. That's what they mean in here, and that's what you're going to see. The answer for this question, this is the way it will be. The answer for this questions, folks, it will be this one, describe image in stream as sync, right here. It's number D. So next question, number five, you have building an AI solution that will use sentiment analysis results from surveys to calculate bonuses for customer service staff. You need to ensure that the solution meets the Microsoft responsible AI principles. What should you do? And the answer is A. Add a human review and approval steps before making decisions that affects the staff's financial situation. So it's going to be an A, folks. And next question, number 6. You have an Azure subscription that contains that contained language service resources named TA1 and virtual network named VNet1. You need to ensure that only resources in the VNet1 can access TA1. What should you configure? And I would go with C, the virtual network settings for TA1, folks. And we're gonna go to next questions with number 7. You are developing a monitoring system that will analyze engine sensor data such as rotation speeds, angle, temperature, and pressure. The system must generate an alert in the response to typical values and typical values. We can separate it like that. And what should you include in the solutions? And it's going to be a C, multivariate anomaly detections. It's a multivariate anomaly detections, actually. It's going to be C. And we're going to go to number 8. You have an app named App1 that uses an Azure Cognitive Services model to identify anomalies in the time series data stream. You need to run an app1 in the location that has a limited connectivity. The solution must minimize cost. As every productions management they will look for the next few years is to minimize cost. What should you use to host the model? I would go with D, the Docker engine, which is part of an Azure actually. Next questions will be number 9. You are building a solution that will detect anomalies in the sensor data from the for the previous 24 hours. You need to ensure that the solution scans the entire data set, I'm sorry, at the same time for anomalies. Which type of detection should you use? A batch, folks. So you're going to use A. The answer is A, batch. And going to the next question, number 10. You have an Azure subscription that's contained anomaly detector sensor, and you deploy a Docker host server named Server1 to the on-premises network. That's mean physically structured. You need to host an instance of anomalies detector services on Server1. Which parameters should you include in the Docker run commands? A billing. That's what you're going to use is B, billing, folks. And question number 11. You are building an app that will use a speech service. You need to ensure that the app can authenticate to the service by using a Microsoft Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, a part of Microsoft Entra, which is currently that's what's called token. Which two actions should you perform? Each correct answer presents a part of the solution. I would go here and says note each correct answer tells you again. I would go with B, configure a custom subdomain. And also D, I would go with create a private endpoint. That's B and D, folks. And next questions would be number 12. You built a bot by using the Microsoft Bot Framework SDK. You start the bot on a local computer. You need to validate the functionality of the bot. What should you do before you connect the bot? I would go with run the bot framework emulator. This is what you're going to use, folks. Run the bot framework emulator. A. And number 13, you have an Azure OpenAI model named AI-1. You are building a web app named App1 by using an Azure OpenAI SDK. You need to configure App1 to connect to AI1. What information must you provide? I would go with C, the deployment name, endpoint, and key. Three factors here. Endpoint, the deployment name, endpoint, and key. And question number 14, folks, you are building a solution in Azure that will use Azure Cognitive Services for a language to process sensitive customer data. You need to ensure that only specific Azure process can access the language service. The solution must minimize the administrative effort. What should you include in the solution? I would go with virtual network rules, folks. Would go with D, virtual network rules. And next questions, folks, it'll be number 15. You plan to perform predictive maintenance. Predictive maintenance. You plan to perform predictive maintenance. You collect the Internet of Things IoT sensor data from 100 industrial machines for a year. Each machine has 50 different sensors that generate data at 1 minute intervals. In total, you have 5,000 time series data set. You need to identify unusual values in each time series to help predict machinery failures. So which Azure services should you use in here is Azure AI Anomaly Detector. That's all about, folks, Azure AI Anomaly Detector. And number 16, folks, you have a Microsoft OneDrive folder that contain 20 gigabytes video. Okay, folks, so as we mentioned, you have Microsoft OneDrive folder that contains 20 gig video file named file1 and .avi. You need to index file 1 AVI by using the Azure Video Indexer website. What should you do? Um, the answer is form OneDrive, create a downloaded link, and then copy the link to the Azure AI Video Indexer website. So it's letter C. As I have a probability sometimes on this, I might go with D, but that's a 20% probability. And we go to the next question, folks. You are building an internet-based training solution. The solution requires that user um, cameras and microphone remain enabled. You need to monitor a video stream of the user and detect when the user asks an instructor a question. The solution must minimize development effort. What should you include in the solution? I would go with a speech to text in the Azure AI speech services. And question number 18, you have an Azure DevOps pipeline named Pipelines 1 that is used to deploy an app. Pipeline 1 includes a step that will create an Azure AI Services account. You need to add a step to Pipeline 1 that will identify uh, the create Azure AI Services account. The solutions must minimize development effort. Which Azure commands line, CLI, we call command should you run? The answer is in the AZ Cognitive Services account show. Let's see, folks, here. That's what I would use. And next question would be customers Uses Azure Cognitive Search. The customers plan to enable server-side sync, uh, server-side encryptions and uses customer-managed key (CMK) stores in Azure. What are the three implication of the plan change? Each correct answer presents a complete solution, and it tells you note each correct selection is worth of 1 point. So I would go with A, the index size will increase, and B, the query time will increase, and F, Azure Key Vault is required. So it'll be A, B, and F, folks. And number 20, you are developing a new sales system that will process the video and text from a public facing website. You plan to notify users that their data has been processed by the sales system. Which responsible AI principle does this help meet? I would go with transparency. A, transparency. And so I have a couple more questions for you, and will be number 21. You need to build chatbot that meets the following requirements: supports chit chat, knowledge-based and multilingual models, perform sentiment analysis on user messages, select the best language model automatically. What should you integrate into a chatbot? So I would go with C, language understanding, text analytics, and Q&A maker. So it's C, folks. I would go with C. And next question will be 22. Your company wants to reduce how long it takes to for employee to lock receipts in the expense report. All the receipts are in English. You need to extract top level information from the receipts, such as the vendor and transaction total. The solution must minimize development effort. Which Azure service should you use? I would go with C, folks, form recognizer. And folks, this is the last but not least questions. You are developing a new sales system that will process the video and text from a public facing website. You plan to monitor the sales system to ensure that it provides equivocal results regardless of the user location or background. Which two responsible AI principle provide guidance to meet the monitoring requirement? Each correct answer presents part of the solution, and as you know, noted, each correct solution is worth of points. I would go with B and C, fairness and inclusiveness. It's going to be fairness and inclusiveness, folks, for question number 23. And as always, folks, I want to thank you again for watching my YouTube channels, Alpha Skytech, and always I appreciate your likes and subscribes. And if you have any comments, questions, please write it below in the comment sections. I will reply as soon as possible. Thank you and have a great day.